promise you, I submitted to baking out of all things. So hear me when I say, young folks, sometimes the thing you want to happen most may be the best thing that you never get.
Come on, man.
Because it's not always gonna look like the way you want it to look like. I'm a grown man and I bake cakes. I'm an All-American football player and he got me baking cakes, but guess what? It was not less than a year later, I always bring this magazine with me. You see this? So this is something that I always bring. It's not to show it off, it's just to show you what faith looks like.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because when you look at this magazine, it looks like I got my own shop. It looks like I'm doing well for myself. I'm struggling like you wouldn't believe.
Come on, son.
This was a sign from God saying, son, keep going. Keep baking. When I wanted to quit, he put me on this magazine, and we talk about the power of relationships. Something I've always took pride in was protecting my last name. Even before sports, it was like, I just want somebody to remember something good about me. So I've always shown respect. So as you move through your journeys, make sure you give respect first. Make sure you always think about your last name and what it would do for you in the future. They say a good name will give you more success and more money than a product or service ever will. And if you truly believe that, you will use that to the best of your ability, because when I talk about this magazine, it also reminds you of the power of my good name. Do you think if I had a bad name, they could have used me on this magazine? You get what I'm saying? So it was the protection and building relationships and loving on people and serving people. Even a random older lady at the grocery store, I just can't help but get the door for her. I can't help I bagged groceries when I was in high school too. And I wanted to be the #1 bagger in the state of South Carolina. This was even before football. It was always a sense of pride. It was a standard that I had with my life. When I cut my grass, I gotta get every blade down. I gotta do it. Call it a little bit of OCD, but I call it just a sense of pride. It's a standard that I've carried with me, and that's why I stress, whatever you're doing at this moment, do it at the best of your ability, because those habits will carry with you. How you do anything is how you do everything. Please don't mistake that. Don't think you can do one thing halfway and then you're just gonna turn it on and do this all the way. No, that same habit is gonna happen. They have a saying in the war, it's like when everything pops off, you don't turn into who you are, you don't rise to the occasion, you revert to who you are. See what I'm saying? Think about that for a second, it'll hit you. You don't rise to the occasion, you revert back to who you really are.
Yes, sir.
So if it's already in you, that's who you're gonna rise to.
Come on now.
That's why it's important to give everything to yourself right now. I have so many stories about the power of relationships and protecting your last name. It was just the other day when we spoke on the phone and I told you about a friend of mine. I didn't even know her. She called me asking for advice. I don't know her. Somebody gave her my number to ask me for advice. I gave this lady an hour and a half of my time on the phone. She was so grateful for it. 3 years later, just the other day, literally, because it's crazy that your graduating class is talking about this. I meet this lady again at the store, but I don't know it's her. She forgets her wallet. She can't pay for her food. She got to go to the car. I said, no, I got it. Pay for the meal. She looks at me a little bit longer. She asked me my name. I said, it's Ben. She said, oh my God, I remember talking to you on the phone. And she's struggling with her business. She's going through things. And I started to talk to her about the power of serving others. I said, it's so powerful that I just met you and I've already served you twice. You get where I'm going with this?
Come on now.
Serving people is one of the most powerful things you can ever do. It will never get old to me. It's something that I love doing it, and it will bring forth anything that you wish to obtain in this life. I always tell people, please don't put limitations on God and how he can move for you. If you're looking for something, chances are it comes through people. It's not going to ever fall out of the sky. Blessings don't come out of the sky. They come through me and you. So I tell people, if you're not getting blessed, check yourself and see how you're treating people.
Come on now. Come on, son. Come on now.
Also understand this, please. Please understand this, kid. When he got up here, Justin, and he had tears in his eyes, man, it just made me go back to the days and nights that I was crying and didn't understand why I was baking cakes. You got to understand my position. I'm a grown man, and God is telling me to bake cakes, but I see you guys in my future. You are my why. To one day get up here and share this testimony to hopefully move somebody else's heart and get them in a position to go after what they want. God says, I will give you freedom through this cake if you trust me. So imagine how you're looking at a cake and you can't see how one cake is going to pay $2,000 worth of bills. That's not your job to figure that out. So when you got something, you got to give. Please believe in it and trust him, and he will multiply it.